This is a lecture on the verb gustar. There will be review and additional information. So we've gone over basically two types of uses of gustar. Gustar with objects and then gustar with verbs. So now we're going to compare and contrast the two and see what's different, if anything, and what's alike. So it's the same verb use and format of the sentence. The basic difference would be what's included, what is liked, objects or actions. Por ejemplo, a Juan le gusta fruta. Fruit is pleasing to Juan. Or Juan, he likes fruit. A Juan le gusta comer. So here's a sentence with gustar and an object, and then here gustar and a verb. So both sentences look basically identical. Same format with the name, le gusta, and le gusta is just gusta and not gustan because it's only one object and one action. Let's look at another subject. Here we have two people. A Maria y Robert les gusta fruta. A Maria y Robert les gusta comer. So the same format. We have some more people liking fruit and liking to eat. Same format here. We have a in front of our names, clarifying who the subject is. Then we have the same format of the indirect object pronoun before gusta, and then what is being liked. So they look pretty similar. So the same verb use. Okay, so one thing to point out, this wasn't really in the lecture exactly, but I want to make sure to point it out, as I've mentioned in the first slide. Gusta is only gusta in front of a singular object or a singular action. Most of the time, you're going to see it like this, like in the previous video lecture. I'll just pretty much, most of the time, I'll just have one action. But you don't have to have just one action or one verb. You can have more than one. Juan, he likes to eat and speak or talk. So if you ever want to talk about somebody liking to do more than one thing, you can just add it on. Just make sure gusta becomes gustan. So the Spanish way is eating and talking are pleasing to Juan. So it's pretty weird to say that in English, but that's the Spanish way kind of saying it. So anyway, keep that in mind. Gustan is for plural objects or for plural actions. So this can be used with, gustan can be used with verbs as well. Okay, so same placement of names and nouns like we just went over. So when you begin talking about a person or persons, you need to clarify who they are. In particular, when you use le or les, because that could also mean you formal or you all formal. So, a Zakia le gusta. So if we keep talking about Zakia, you can shorten that to le gusta. Another example, here we have another singular subject. It's just not a name. La profesora le gusta. So same thing here. If we keep talking about the profesora, we can just leave that clarification part off and start using just le gusta. Let's look at another example. A Jane, Rick, y Anna les gusta. So if we're continuing to talk about Jane, Rick, and Anna, what could we do in our next few sentences? How could we shorten it a little bit? Well, you could, if you wanted, replace their names with a pronoun. a ellos les gusta, whatever is pleasing to them. Or most people tend to just want to go straight to being short, which is fine. Les gusta. So similar format with me gusta, except the a part is used to emphasize, as we mentioned before, emphasize that you like something. I really like him, or I really like oranges. So if you want to emphasize what you like, a mí, and the I has an accent. Or you can just keep it short and simple, me gusta. Okay, all forms of indirect object pronouns. So this is the official grammatical term for me, le, and les. You won't have to remember this grammatical term. Just know that me, le, les, and these other forms are associated with gustar. So yes, we've gone over me, le, and les, and there are two other forms. Te and nos. So this is for I, this is for him, and let me say this real quick. Indirect object pronouns. Some people, they're like pronouns, but we just did pronouns. Are these supposed to be the exact same thing? Some people ask that, so let me go ahead and clarify here. If in English these would mean something different, like the I received a book. The book was given to me, so this would be me. He, she goes around here, so the book was given to him or to her. So there's no she or he here. Less, it's associated with they, correct? But the indirect object pronoun, which is right here, it's them. So the book was given to them. Or, the book is pleasing to them. So that some people like to ask that, so wanted to make sure to mention that. Okay, so we have te and nos. So these look similar to our main pronouns that we've gone over. Can you guess which subject these would go with? Well, te has a T, so if you guessed to, you're correct. This goes with the you in formal. And nos. Nos is associated with nosotros. So the movie is pleasing to us. So there's us. And the movie is, or fruit, whatever, is pleasing to you. So me, le, les, te, and nos. So let's look at te and nos in sentences. So te gusta, it's very similar to me gusta, except it has to do with you. You can keep it short and simple. Te gusta. And if you want to emphasize that, oh, you really like him, or oh, you really like squid, you can add a T. Now notice that T, it does not have an accent over the I. So with the to form, I mentioned before that the most practical way to use to or talk about you usually is in a question. So that's where you'll see it. That's how you'll see it. You'll read it like this and you'll be writing it like this. So, por ejemplo, ¿te gusta conducir? Do you like to drive? You like to drive? All right, nos. A Bob y yo nos gusta. So here we're clarifying who is with me. To Bob and I, such and such is pleasing to us. So if I kept talking about Bob and I can shorten it to either, well, it's not really shortened, but I could add the pronoun a nosotros nos gusta, Or shorten it to nos gusta. But no, for nosotros also you'll have to usually clarify because it's not just you, it's like you and who else. So make sure you clarify at the beginning. Okay, dislikes review. Just add no. Just add no to the sentences we've been looking at. Por ejemplo, no me gusta limpiar. Just put the no directly in front of that indirect object pronoun. A Juan no le gustan las uvas. ¿No te gusta español? A Tommy y yo no nos gusta francés. So just keep that no right there. Two words to the left of gusta, right in front of the indirect object pronoun. And that's how you say you don't like something. Eso es todo.